Buongiorno, everyone. Hello. Hi, it's me. Guess what we are doing today? Guess. There's no way you're gonna guess it. I'm gonna give you some time. Do you know Jessica? Trevor, can you please tell Jessica what we're doing today? Because we all know who Jessica is. We all know how Jessica can be sometimes. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry for being chaotic. We are today to talk about books that we read in the month of May. Yes, it's May. I mean, it's not May anymore. May is dead and done. But yeah, we're gonna talk about books that I read in May, and I am quite happy. I read 7 books. I read 1 non-fiction, I read 3 graphic novels, I read 1 poetry collection, and 2 fiction. We're gonna start. I'm so excited because I actually have so many things to tell you. Okay. We're gonna start with non-fiction, I think so. I read The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. It's the international bestseller, Father of Positive Thinking. This book is like very old, I think. I don't know when it was written, but this is like a Bible of positive thinking, you know? It will definitely help you. Whatever you're going through, I think you need this book because, of course, you're not gonna be happy after reading this book, but I feel like this book will be a very nice beginning when it comes to changing your mindset and changing your approach towards specific things. So you might be going through something very hard, whether it's something in your mind or something that happened to you, like physically. Maybe you lost someone, maybe you're going through some sickness or whatever is going in your life. I feel like this book can help you to change things and the way you think about them in your head. And this book is not going to heal you, but it's definitely gonna give you something. And I've been going through some hard times, like we all do, and this book did help me. I always go for being positive, being happy, and, you know, being good to yourself and being good to everyone else, and this book was helpful to me, and I really hope it's gonna help other people too. It was a reread, by the way. I read it for the 2nd time. First time I read it like a year ago or 2 years ago, I don't know, but I felt like I needed to read that. So it was great as I thought it would be, and please read it. Next one. Now we're gonna talk about graphic novels. So I read 3. One of them is manga. So let's talk about manga first. I started a manga series called The Promise Neverland, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, guys, because I bought this book thinking I'm gonna buy a cute, magical manga about children who are looking for Neverland. So I thought it's gonna be magical. I thought it would be full of magic, cute stuff. I don't even know. I knew it followed orphans. I knew the setting was an orphanage, so that I knew. But then I started reading it, and guys, it's so spooky. Like, if you know this manga or anime, because it's also an anime, it's really spooky. Like, the main setting is creepy. It's like, I don't know, is it a horror? I honestly don't know what the genre is. I just thought the title and I thought it would be cute. But I knew nothing about the plot and like anything, so I jumped into it without any thoughts, honestly. And it's a creepy damn book. I don't want to spoil too much, but, well, you know that the setting is an orphanage and they're being cared by this woman called Mother. She just simply takes care of them, and they have, like, you know, normal life. They teach, they have fun, they have friends, they are being very, very happy. Till the day they're being taken out of the orphanage, supposedly to be given to another family, but that's not what happens. And I'm not gonna tell you what happens, because that's a spoiler, I think. I mean, you do find out about it somewhere at the beginning of the book, but still I don't want, because it's creepy. And it was very creepy. I was reading it and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to read it because it's too creepy. So I really thought about DNFing the book, actually, and for sure I wanted to DNF the series. But then I started reading more and I was like, oh my god, this book is written so nicely. And I have to tell you that this is written written very nicely. The plot is captivating, the characters are very, very well built, and they're just interesting to follow. They differ from each other. Every single one of them has their own characteristics that is very specific, and it's just nice to see them next to each other. We have a good antagonist, and like, I don't know what to do, because reading it was very stressful for me. Like, I was terrified, and I wanted to finish it because I was scared. But it's a really good manga, and I just have to say it's a really good manga. So I think I'm gonna be continuing it while it's spooky season. I think I'm gonna keep on reading that. I'm gonna pick this up during October, maybe, or like November, that kind of vibes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you read it, tell me what you think of it, by the way, if it's like really, really creepy, because I can't take it. Next we have Timo and the Adventurer. I read this graphic novel. This is also a reread for me. I also read it like 2 years ago, I think, and I wanted to read something cute, something pure, something adventure based, and something fantasy based, because I'm writing my novel, and now I just want to surround myself with things that are connected to fantasy, magic, and quests, because that's what I write about. So, you know, inspiration is an important part of writing process. So this is very, very cute graphic novel about Timo, who is this boy, and he wants to be an adventurer. So he sets for a journey. He runs away from his little village, and he's like, yay, I'm gonna be a little adventurer. And he goes, and that what happens, honestly. He stumbles upon this little fantasy mythical creature called, what is his name? Honestly, I don't remember what's his name. Groove, I think? What's his name? Oh, Broof, not Groove, Broof, sorry. It was literally at the back of the book. And you know, there's a mystery right here, and there's a friendship. It's a little bit of magic, and it was very cute to follow. It was very cute adventure story. The graphics are extremely pretty and very sweet, and I will show you, not to spoil anything. This is the graphic style. It's extremely cute, and I just had a good sweet time while reading it. Next, we have Sprite and the Gardener. I was so excited for this book. I was like, when I was unpacking it, I was literally crying, and you can see it in my previous video, because I think that's actually my last video. I'm not sure. Matcha is so good. I was extremely excited. Well, I'm not gonna say it was a disappointing read, but it was just not much to read. And when it comes to graphic novels and comics, I love when you have lots of beautiful graphics and lots of text too. Because here we had so many beautiful pictures that are like gorgeous, and I'm such a fan of them. But the story itself was a little too simple for me. But it's not an issue, you know? I still love the experience of reading it. It gave me so much joy, so much happiness, so much spring, and I think that's the most important thing, that the experience of it was very, very nice. I will show you the graphic style, how it looks like. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It follows a story of this little sprite and her wanting to take care of flowers, basically, because she's this little, I'm not sure if she's like a fairy. Well, she's a sprite. She's a sprite, and she has magical powers of taking care of flowers, and she stumbles upon this little garden, and she sees this person having issue taking care of their flowers. This person tries really, really hard, but the flowers are just, you know, they're not doing it. They just can't. They just die. So our little sprite decides to help this person and, you know, help the flowers grow with magic. That's sort of the setup for the story. I don't want to say more. It's very sweet. It's very short. Nothing like amazing happened. There is no any like adventure or quest. It's just very, very simple story about relationships, about nature, about beauty, about friendship too. So I definitely liked it. It could be more to it, but I know that was not a target. Like, I know the target was a little different. So with that said, it was a good, cute read. So now we can talk about poetry book that I read. I have not read poetry in such a long time. I used to read so much poetry, but when I get more into fantasy, it's kind of stopped. So I read very short and very sweet poetry book. It's Flower Fairies of the Spring. And it's more like a collection of short little phrases, poems, of songs maybe, that are connected to fairies, that are a description of fairies. And this is also, and it also has inside beautiful drawings of each fairy. So basically we can have a little poem about let's see, the song of the Daisy Fairy, and here we're gonna have the art of this Daisy Fairy. I just found this book being so beautiful, and I read one poem every day just to, you know, have this little magic, a pinch of magic for every day. We have the song of the Blueberry Fairy, then we have also the picture. So I think it's very beautiful to incorporate into your life and routine such pure activities as reading poetry and appreciating art, because we have here a little bit of beautiful words, a little bit of art, and I think that's very sweet. It's not, and it's very like happy, you know what I mean, because poetry can be very sad and depressing sometimes, and that is why also the reason I sort of stopped reading it. I didn't do it intentionally, but I think I just stopped doing that because I wanted to give myself as much positive energy as I could. And I think this is also very important, to have art, beauty, magic in a form of poetry and pictures. So that was definitely very sweet, and I loved it very much. Then we have fiction. So first I want to talk about Flower Heart. I don't know, okay, I have so many things to tell you guys. I also cried opening this book. You can watch it in a previous video. I did not like it. I really did not. I don't want to be negative, and I don't want to say things that are bad about this book, but for me it was extremely plain. There was no plot, there was no interesting characters to follow. The magic system was so vividly explained that it was just almost nothing. This book was extremely hyped on like TikTok and YouTube, and the cover is beautiful, so I really wanted to read that for spring. And it follows this girl that is kind of a quest, but it's not like a huge quest. But she's supposed to be on a quest to save her father from the sickness that she also gave him by accident. And she's being an apprentice to her ex best friend, and he's of course a boy. So we have the trope of this like enemies to friends. Like, I don't even know, I'm not good with tropes, but it's like they used to be friends, then they didn't talk for a few years, and then he becomes her teacher, and then she's his student. Those are the tropes. I don't remember, like I don't know. But this book was very simple. The language was so simple, I can't even tell you. It hurt my soul to read it. And that's not a bad thing, you know? I'm not saying that in a bad context, but I read a lot, and I studied English and English literature and also American literature. So for me, the beauty of language, the beauty of description is extremely essential when it comes to reading books. And this was like so simple. And I'm not saying it's bad, because we all like different things, but this really did not work for me. Yeah. Also, I want to say about this rule, show don't tell, and because here literally nothing happens in this book. Like, there's no plot, she only says what happens. I don't know if that makes sense. So basically she is not really doing anything in a book, she just sort of says, oh, I remember how my father did this and I love him so much, or oh, I remember how this friend of mine, we were so close, we did this and that, and I loved him so, but now I don't know what's going on. It's like she says everything over and over, but we don't really see anything, you know? Like, the things that actually happen in this book, it's just like her being in her ex-best friend's house and trying to came up with a potion and trying to learn. But apart from that, she just speaks all the time, like, I love my father, I have to save him, I remember how he did pancakes for me or whatever, I remember how we cooked together. And I'm like, cool. It was just written so weird, you know? And I'm like actually so surprised because the idea of this book is very beautiful. You know, it's connected also to depression, to self-development. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's connected to saving your parent, and there's also love there, friendship. So it's beautiful. But I just couldn't. I just didn't like it. It was too much of saying but not showing. And when you do movie, when you do book, there's this rule: show, don't tell. You know, don't tell me, show me. Like, because of this rule was not followed here, I couldn't like care. You know what I mean? I couldn't care about characters. I couldn't care less about relationship between the characters. The girl was telling all the time how she loved her father, but I was like, okay, why? Can you tell me why? Because I don't understand. As a reader, you have to think, okay, as a writer, you have to think about the reader as a dumbest person ever. He doesn't know, you know? He doesn't know what you do. So you have to show him. Saying him won't give him anything. And I was like, I love him so much. I need to save him. He's my best friend. He raised me. Okay, but that's not, I need to see the scenes. I need to see the relationship between the characters. And I didn't see that. That's why I didn't really care about the book. And it's not that I hated the book. I was just like so disappointed because the idea is quite cute. It could be just written better, honestly. It could be just written better. But I appreciate it still because I guess issues covered here are important to read about. It was just not a book for me, and it's just my opinion. This language can work for you, so if you liked it, I'm so happy for you. Okay, read it and go with it, and I'm so happy, but I just couldn't. Whoa, I talked a lot about this one. Last book that I read in the last month, and it's actually my favorite book of the month, is Sybil's Secret. Look at this thick book. Oh yeah, those are raspberries, by the way. It took me too long to read it. Too long. Like, I thought I'm gonna read it quickly. It took me like 3 weeks to read this book, but it's like really thick, and like the words are so, can you see? Whatever. Juliette Marillier. I'm not sure. Juliette. I adore her writing style. The way she thinks, the way she explores the world, the characters, the relationship between the characters, the way she talks about fantasy and folklore, the way she incorporates so many knowledge about folklore and mythology is outstanding to me. The mind of this woman is crazy for me. We follow here a story of this girl. She's a sister of the main character of Wildwood Dancing, by the way, but we don't have to know that. Like, it's technically a part of the series, but you can read these two as standalones. So here we follow this beautiful young girl. I forgot what was her name. I read it like a long time ago, okay? Oh, Paula. Her name is Paula, and she and her father goes for this quest to capture the Sybil's Gift artifact, which is this very mythical thing, because the father has this profession that he basically buys stuff, he sells them, and he just, you know. So they just basically go to Istanbul. That's important. They go to Istanbul and they want to buy it. That's it. That's honestly it. That's the setting. We of course have different buyers that are interested in like buying the gift. Sybil's gift, Sybil's statue, I'm not sure. Well, the Sybil's figure, it's like a mythical artifact, and that's a statue of this woman, of an ancient goddess that was supposed to be the core of this cult. And now there's a myth about this statue that when you touch it, you will become like, I don't know, forever young or whatever, all the good things happen, blah blah blah, you know how it is. Basically the artifact is important. So they go to Istanbul. Father has to find a soldier for Paula, like a keeper. How do you call those people? A protector, a soldier, a protector, not a guide. Oh, how do we call these people that are supposed to protect people? You know, like Ariana Grande has her, it starts with a G. Guard. Yeah, it's not guide, it's guard. I don't know why I forgot about that. Okay, whatever. So they find a guard for Paula, because Istanbul is a, you know, kind of dangerous place for women. And she's also a foreigner, so it's even more dangerous for her. So we follow here Paula, her guard, and also this pirate that is one of the buyers for the Sibyl's Gift, and it's like extremely connected to fantasy, to fairies, to magical realms. It's deeply rooted in folklore and mythology, and I think that's so beautiful. I love the relationship between characters right here, how it was developed. The language was so beautiful and so lyrical. I was stunned. I loved it. What can I say? I loved it. Love is also beautifully explored in this book. I think it's very, very pure and just I can't wait to read more books by this author because she has so many fantasy, folklore-ish literature, and I'm just extremely excited to dive into them. So that was definitely my favorite book of this month. That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me, what did you read in the month of May? What was your favorite book? And how many books did you read? Remember, you don't have to read a lot. It's about the feeling you got out of the book, and in general, tell me, how are you feeling? I hope you're happy. I hope you're drinking water. Actually, drink water. Like yesterday, I didn't drink enough water and I felt like shit. So drink your water, guys, and we're gonna see each other in another video. It's probably going to be a vlog because I have so many vlogs to edit and I'm too lazy to do that, but I do have to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Ciao. Ciao. Bye.